guys, welcome back to Stoned Daises, the final episode for season 2 with Francois Van Coke.
Yay!
Hey!
Nice.
Whoop, whoop.
Lucky to be with you guys, man.
Thank you for taking your time out of your day for doing this for
Thanks
us.
for coming to me.
It's a pleasure.
This is very, very special for us. So we would just like to thank you for doing this for us. So our first question would be, how is your creative process when you write those amazing songs?
Yeah, it works differently, I guess. I've been playing in bands since I was 15 years old. So I was always kind of involved in songwriting. In Folk of Polisikar, Hunter and Johnny were the main songwriters. So I was I guess, I'd contribute here and there, but I was more like the drunk singer that fell around stage and stuff like that. But when Folk of took a break, I started this band called Van Coke. I thought my life was ending. I was like, it was the alpha and omega to me, and I didn't know what I was going to do next. I enrolled in UNISA. I thought I was going to study. I tried for 3 months, and then I was like, oh fuck, I'd rather start another band. So I started this band Van Coke, where I kind of started writing songs or complete songs for the first time. So yeah, for me it works kind of differently. I mean, I love to work in collab, so I work with my bands. I play with, in Van Coke, I think I wrote most of the songs with Jed Kosu, the lead guitarist, and in my band now, the band that plays with me in my solo project is Die Gevaar. So I write with them a lot. For me, I guess I kind of write very personal. It's kind of autobiographical. It's about my life, I guess. I just like that kind of honest song. It's kind of the songs that I fell in love with. I love the writing of Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy. I think he's one of my favorite songwriters. So that's kind of the songs I want to write. Something personal that people can connect to, and it's funny because it feels selfish at times, but I mean, I've learned through the years that other people connect with the stuff as well. So that's cool, and I guess that's my main thing. I mean, is to create something from nothing. Like if I do it with people, whoever, it's always cool to create something where there was nothing.
Yeah.
Nice, that's very cool. For who are you going as for Halloween?
Oh, Halloween this year we're not dressing up at all.
Why?
We're playing a show on Halloween, and we're not dressing up because we just left it too late. We had amazing outfits for our previous two Halloween shows. We were dead cops at one, which is obviously amazing to Folk of Police being with dead cops. And then we were these blasphemous demon whores or something like that.
I saw that photo.
I think the previous time. So this time we're gonna go as ourselves. We tried to get that Squid Game tracksuits, but we couldn't pull it off in time. So we'll go like this. I'll go as me.
Yeah, nice.
Best costume ever. What do you wish to accomplish in the next 10 years? Because you've accomplished so much in your life already. So in the next 10 years, what is some big things that you would like to accomplish?
Yeah, I think for me, I'd like to make a lot of music. And I'm at that age, I'm 40 years old. I want to have longevity. I want to keep on doing this for as long as I can.
Yeah.
So I think the main mission is to make good music that people can relate to and that I'm happy with. That's kind of my main mission in career-wise. Make good albums and play good shows. I think in the before COVID, I was on a mission to do bigger events. So I did those Francois and Vrienden shows in the arenas. I did 3 or 4 of those. And that was amazing because we've been playing clubs and bars and things for 15 years, 16 years, and I just wanted to up a level, and that was a good way of doing it. Luckily, I had so many collabs from my past in my career, and I could do those shows. So my mission was to do bigger shows and kind of do the promotion for those shows as well, do show promotion and stuff. So I'd like to do that again if the world allows. So making more music, doing bigger shows, and then obviously I'm a family man. I want to be the best dad and husband I can possibly be, and I am also on a like. I got into a fitness vibe here in my mid-30s that I'm trying to upkeep. Because I did fuck all from when I was 19 to 34 about. I did nothing.
I'm going through that same stage. It must be the age.
I think all of those things are like my missions in life. Yeah.
Nice. For you being a local band in South Africa, what advice would you give to a local band that wants to start?
Yeah, I get asked that question quite a lot, and I think I always give the same answer.
Oh, sure,
It's
sorry.
I think practice a lot, work on your craft. I mean, if you're a guitarist, you need to put in the hours to be a good guitar player. You know, that's why I'm not a good guitar player. I didn't focus on stuff like that when I was in high school. You know, I was playing rugby and jolling or whatever. But work on your craft. For me, work on your craft as a songwriter. Because I do that. I think that's important. The songs that you put out there. And play with people that you get along with. I think that's super important because you're going to be married to those 4 guys and you're going to spend a lot of time with them. And
It's like being in a relationship.
it is, and I'm very lucky that I found the right dynamic in a band kind of 3 times in my life. It wasn't always smooth sailing, but I mean I found the right dynamic 3 times, and that makes it a lot easier to be in a band with people if the energy works.
Yes, if you like each other.
Yeah.
Nie agterbox.
Exactly.
Yes.
What is the biggest compliment, because you've worked with some big names in South Africa, what is the biggest compliment that you've gotten from one of the guys that is
artist?
Yes, the artist.
Sheesh, that's a question I've never been asked before. I don't know.
You can think about it and come back to it.
I'm stumped. But I mean, I think I'll tell you what I get from fans. I guess is that I help them, survive.
You do.
So that's a massive compliment. We start in a little room and you make songs that you want to play for yourselves and then eventually to people, and then people relate to it so much that it actually gets them through life and it gives them a reason to live. That's a massive compliment. I can't actually think of something that an artist, but there must be something.
It will pop up when the time is right.
When did you realize you were becoming a household name?
Yeah, for us, like I said, I've been playing music since I was 15, and I've been in bands 8 years, kind of until we started Fokhof Politica. And I think with Fokhof, before Fokhof Politica, me and Varand, the bass player, we were live sound engineers as well. So we worked in the industry and we checked bands, which we worked in a place called Purple Turtle in Cape Town. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's like a dingy live venue where all the bands play. I mean, I think it was like 183 bands we worked with in like 2 years or something.
Yes, that's impressive.
So we kind of saw what worked and what didn't, and when we started Fokhof, we wanted to apply the things that we thought worked, and we started marketing it very hard from the beginning, and we recorded songs that we were happy with, and when those songs went out, luckily, kind of people connected to it. Stuff that was very personal to us, a bigger audience connected to. And I think it actually happened quite quickly with Fokhof because kind of the Afrikaans press jumped on that thing, in the early 2000s. It was like Fokhof was in all the newspapers all the time and all the... We had a lot of people kind of embraced us as the controversial band, and then a couple of years down the line they shunned us as that
Yes,
thing.
but now everyone loves you.
So it goes through waves, I guess. But I mean, I think it was quite quickly that a thing like Fokhof Politica became a household name, I guess.
Yes, because it's Fokhof Politica and
What are some of your favorite tattoos and what do they mean?
Some of them obviously don't mean shit, but some of them do.
I've also got some of those, don't worry.
This is my daughter. That's probably
Oh, that's so beautiful.
my favorite. She's turning 5 next week,
Ek vir jou ook volgende week.
Yes, I don't know. And that's my son's name. I'll get him tattooed when he's 2.
Isn't it Max?
Max, yeah.
Max.
No, it's not Max. It's Max. Yes, yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I guess I like them all. This is like lyrics from a Tom Waits song. I'm a big fan.
And,
It says, we're chained to the world and we all got a pull.
and this one you got with a friend.
This one, yeah.
Yes.
A friend of mine, Warren Haverside, he was born 2 days before me.
Oh, nice.
16 September, I'm 18 September, and yeah. He's actually got since 1980, he's English speaking dude. So.
No,
Wow,
English
that's
speaking
nice.
dude.
I like that.
What changed during the years of playing wild music and like performing the wild music that people will say?
What changed? I think everything changed. Like from 2003 when we started until now, it's like a completely different vibe. How old were you in 2003?
2. I was 2 years old.
I mean, everything has changed. I mean, like for us in the beginning, it was like a band like Focus Police Car was super controversial 20 years ago. 18 years ago when we started. Now it's like very kind of contemporary almost. I mean, it's not like so many more extreme things has happened after Focus Police Car. It made it like kind of chill.
No.
But I mean, yeah. The music industry has changed in that, like, you know, we were selling CDs and touring in a van, you know, before there was cheap flights like Lula and Mango, you had to drive around the country. There wasn't a lot of bands touring. Now there's more bands actually going on the road. You know, we went from CDs to streaming,
Spotify.
which is a massive thing that changed. But I mean, what's changed in the wild vibe? I don't know, man. It's still wild. It still gets wild.
It still does. Last week we were at a Focal show also and it was like...
What's your
Ons het reg voor gestaan.
Oh,
By
cool.
Sonny's.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Sonny's, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ja, ek het julle gesien by Liefde by die Dam.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes,
For the
we're in
first
the
time.
music video for Dagdrome
Oh, cool.
Suburbia.
Are you guys in front?
Yes.
No
Also
shit.
in front.
Yes, right in front.
And-
She's a big fan. I'm just gonna put it. I bought her a watch.
Yeah, I remember.
And she put it on her story on Instagram, and then you put it on your story on Instagram, and she came running into the room. Mama, Francois Van Coke het sy status geupdate met my horlosie. And I'm telling
Nice,
you,
man.
that was amazing. She still has that watch, eh? Maar sy het hom.
Ja, hy dis die swart een. Wat ek hou van swart.
Ja.
Ek sê van ek soek nie die rose gold nie. Dit
Ja.
is gold. Nee.
Nice.
Maar ek het ook 'n vriendin wat by elke liewe Francois Van Coke show is. Soos Letitia.
Ja, ek ken van, ja.
Letterlik.
Ja.
Ek het vir hom gesê sy's by elke show en hy het my nie geglo nie. En ons was soos by 2 keer soos 3 naweke, ek dink dit was 3 naweke terug by die Loftus show ook.
Yeah, I think a friend of hers posted on my page. She's been to 37
Ja.
shows, and that must have been in the last 3 years or so. And
Super
obviously,
fan.
there wasn't a lot of shows in the last 3 years.
Because the first time she actually saw you guys was at Stable Inn.
Oh
in
yeah, I
Springs.
remember that one. Yeah.
And I was also there, and then we because she was in my school and in my class, and we had like classes together, and then she like wear a fuck of Politica hat, and then the teachers would be like, "You're not allowed to wear that." Then she looks at them, she's like, "Axel," and I'm like, "Oh, you know, wow." It was so cool.
What inspired the new sound for the Fuck Off EP?
Yeah, I guess we wanted to do something that's kind of like punk. I think it's like kind of, or one of the 4 songs is kind of really going back to our kind of punk roots, that Ons Virus.
Yes.
The other stuff, I guess, it's kind of grungy, and there's like a piano ballad, so it's like all different. Like I don't really know. I mean, for us and for me, I guess, we've never really been super stuck in a genre. It's like whatever. It's like kind of, I guess, our albums sound like our
Moods
our,
that.
our playlists on Spotify or whatever,
Nice.
which is like a bit of everything. I think
Yes.
for me, I like anything from Phil Collins to Sepultura. I mean, like it's
Yeah.
like, and everything in between. So I guess all of those things influence me in some shape or form.
So that girl from In This Moment, sings that In the Air by Phil
I can
Collins.
feel it come.
Yes, you must go hear her voice. It's
Cool.
like such an amazing sound.
Check it out.
Are you taking on new projects? And if not, what music do you look forward to listen to?
To listen to.
Yeah, like
Am I taking on new projects? I am not taking on any new projects.
Axel Soudang.
Yeah, I think like Van Coke is kind of dead. We did like 10 years, and that's it's like that 2007 to 2017. That was kind of my main focus, and it's that band was a hard grind because it was difficult to have financial benefit out of a band like that, because I guess it was just a little bit too heavy to be booked on festivals. So we were grinding it out in like small clubs, and it was lovely. We were a super tight band and it was cool, but we never could really benefit financially out of it, so it didn't really make sense to do it. So when I started my solo project, that thing just kind of died. Now, years down the line, people want to throw bucks at Van Coke to do reunion shows, and we're like, oh, now we must go rehearse all those songs. But I'll still love it, and I'll still do it. But my focus now is Fok of Poliskar and me and Die Gevaar, and the focus shifts. I mean, it goes from 1 month, like the last month was like kind of more Fok focused because we're busy with our 18-year shows. The next 2 months is more kind of I'm more on my solo mission, and I'm writing a solo album at the moment that will be out next year. So that's kind of my focus for new music, and Fok will release something in 2023. Then we turn 20 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yes.
And then when you get to those points in your life, you think, geez, I'm old because I'm out of school 20 years. My daughter's turning 20 in a week, and I'm like, where have all the years gone?
It's crazy. Like, I told someone the other day, we played one of those 18-year Fok shows in Stellenbosch, and there was 3 girls in front. You know, like they're 19, younger than you, right in the front, singing every lyric to every song, even the most unknown stuff that I don't know if you don't rehearse it. And I was like, that is insane. And I asked the girl, like, how old are you? She's like, 19. I'm like, how is this even possible? Like, it freaks my mind, you know. Our band is as old as they are. They still kind of relate to it. It's amazing that it can still happen like that.
What is it about music that makes you passionate? What is it about music that when you said, I want to be a rock star, this is what I'm doing?
I mean, that's like, I guess for now, I wake up in the morning because I have a family too. But music was the reason I wanted to stay alive. I mean, when I was 14, a friend of mine actually stole a Nirvana Nevermind album from the Pick and Pay in Brackenfell.
He's got good taste in music.
And he gave me that album, and that kind of changed my life. I mean, then I started listening to Pearl Jam and Green Day and Offspring, and from that moment on, I wanted to make music. You know, before that, it was like I just wanted to play rugby and listen to Vanilla Ice, and that shit changed my life. And I've been in bands ever since, and like, I don't know, I love music. I'm a big fan of music too. I mean, I listen to music all the time, probably different than what I did when I was 14 years old. You know, I would love to go back to a time where you don't know what instrument is what, and like it's just this thing that you hear. But I love music. I love songs, and yeah, it's definitely taken over my life. I mean, it is my life. It is what I do.
You do what you love, and that's that.
Don't work a day in your life.
Yeah. What was going through your mind when you were in the ring with Derek Alford?
I love talking boxing.
Come like that.
Okay, I'll take it back a bit. I'm like 2 years before I had the fight with Derek, I was also in a fight, boxing night. It was for charity. It was like a anti-bullying campaign.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I trained like I did for the Derek fight. It was like a little bit of training here and there, and I went in and a guy beat me, Rob van Vieren, the comedian.
I know him.
So he beat me. So I knew what it was like to box. And then this opportunity came up to fight someone. They
Yeah.
asked me before Derek was in the picture. They asked me, "Am I keen to do like a celebrity boxing fight?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck, like I've got nothing better to do. We're not playing a lot of shows.
Yeah.
I like keeping fit, and the boxing will take it to another level."
Yeah.
And then I heard it's Derek, and then I was like, "Fuck!" Like it's like a Springbok rugby player, you know. He's like huge, you know.
Yeah.
I must do my thing, and then I started training super hard. I got with the right team, and I trained like crazy. I mean, completely boxed before. I
Yeah.
unfollowed everything on social media. I just followed boxing shit and
Yo.
watched boxing dockies. Like, I was like, this is going to be my
Balboa.
focus for the next 3 months. So when I actually got into the ring with him, my trainer told me go in and hit him with a good jab in the first 30 seconds, and I went in and he actually hit me first. And I was like, oh my god,
Why?
there's something's happening here. And then I realized I'm more fit than him, and he got so tired that I could completely overpower him at the end. So it was an incredible experience. Like, I don't know if I'll ever fight again like that, but it was amazing, and I'm still boxing. I mean, I
Nice.
just want to be a better boxer. I don't know if I'm ever going to fight someone, but it was just the adrenaline that I felt there. I've never experienced anything like that.
Yeah.
Like after the fight, I was lying in my hotel room. My wife was still out. We had a couple of friends in Victoria, and she was still hanging with him. And I went to go lie alone in the room. I was like, went through my messages, and you know, of all the shows I've played, I've never received as much
Yo.
messages and stuff just from this fight. It's so weird, like something that I don't regularly do, you know. I was going through my phone for like an hour, and eventually I was like, fuck, I'm gonna put my phone down. And I was lying there and I put my hands on my chest, and it was like my heart was still like racing like crazy. And it took me like a month to kind of come back to earth. You know, like, okay, I'm a musician now, I'm not a boxer. Life's gonna carry on. I'm 40, no career change happening, you know. So yeah, it was a very cool experience.
I see the headlines. Francois Van Coke going box. Nice.
And then you were a judge on the South African Voice as well. Tell us a bit about that experience. Must have been amazing. And then your artist that you found.
Yeah, the boys, obviously, that also, like, something I never expected to do. I mean, I never even had a singing lesson in my whole life. I think I actually had a couple of singing lessons after the boys for the first time. So obviously I thought, like, it's a cool opportunity to go try and find new talent, and for me, I guess, to part of like who I was, to do something else, just broaden the horizons a bit, you know. But I didn't even know like what pop music like those people listen to or sing.
Yeah.
Like I asked friends like, what is popular now? Give me some stuff that I know
Help me out.
going on in the pop world, you know. So I never expected to do it, but my mission was I want to find someone that's authentic and that can cross over and that I can maybe do something with eventually.
Yes.
And it worked out exactly like that. Like I never expected it, and Tashay is just an amazing talent. Like, I mean, she could have picked anyone. Luckily she picked me, and we won. But she would have won anyway, whoever she
She was
picked.
amazing.
Yeah, so she's super good. I actually played an acoustic show last night in Cape Town, and she came up to sing 3 songs with me. And it's like, if she's on stage with you, it's like, what am I doing here? You know?
Like,
She's got such an amazing voice. I think she's really incredible, and I just wish the best for her. And my best mate and manager is managing her now too. So I'm not involved in her career anymore, but I'm there to support.
That is amazing. That's amazing talent right there. And her rendition of Lisa Se Klavier is my favorite.
But it was so
I mean,
good.
because Kombuis, it is his song and everything, but that is.
Yeah, that's the
just
one I turned for.
Yes, the one you turned for, that rendition. When she started singing, it was goosebumps all over from head to toe.
No, it's crazy. I got goosebumps almost every time she sang. She's got such a beautiful voice that I started crying like at times in
can
that seat. I'm like,
Okay.
you just sing so beautifully. Like, I'm so proud of you. It's like crazy.
How do you maintain your voice over the harder songs where you scream?
Yeah, I've actually had a operation on my vocal cords in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, so okay. So when I was younger, obviously I did not worry about my voice at all. I just went no-holds, partied every night until the next morning, carried on doing that, doing like 20 shows a month. Sometimes we would tour in the early days of Folk Off, we would do like tours of 18 days, you know, like, and I never look after my voice. So my voice got fucked up, and like in I think like around 2013, I started taking prednisone, cortisone. So I started taking lots of cortisone. Before every show, I would take cortisone, and if my voice would get very fucked, I'd go to the doctor and get a cortisone shot, and cortisone is really fucking bad for you.
Yes.
So I did that for a long time, and I went to a couple of ear, nose, and throat specialists, and the guys just told me like, no, you must rest your voice. And I was like, no, I can't rest longer than a month. Like, what do I need to do? And eventually, that's why I went to a singing coach. One of the doctors told me, maybe you must try and check your technique out and try and sing with a better technique, and you won't damage your voice. I went to this vocal coach, and she said, but and the doctor sent her the videos of my throat. Like, they go in with a scope and check your shit. She was like, no, there's something not right. And she referred me to a doctor in Johannesburg, Lance Marin, saved my fucking life. Went to him, he's super expensive, and I had to come up from Cape Town every time to see him, so it was like double as expensive. But he told me there's scar tissue on my vocal cords, so my vocal cords couldn't actually come together in the high register. There was like a weird gap in there. So I went for operation, and they scraped that shit off.
Ooh.
And then in 2 weeks I sang that show, Lift the Body Down, that you spoke about.
Wow.
So yeah, after that I've been fine, and now I look after my voice a little bit better. I mean, I shouldn't be drinking caffeine the whole day before a show, but I drink more water. I warm up.
Yes.
I warm up. I think that's the biggest difference. I warm up. Yeah.
I think that would be such a big shock if you can never sing again.
Yeah, I mean, for a long time, I was like, it was a struggle for me to get through shows, and that really sucks, because it's like, if that is what you do, it's really soul destroying almost, because you're like, fuck, how am I gonna make it through this one, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that doctor gave me a new lease on life. It's amazing.
And it was probably sore.
I couldn't talk for 5 days. So I did the operation in Joburg, and then I had to fly back to Cape Town, because I had the option of staying in a hotel on my own, and I can't talk to anyone. I was like, I'll rather go back to my family, hang with them if I can't talk. But then I had to travel I couldn't talk. So I had like messages on my phone, like saying to people, I can't talk now, whatever. I went on holiday for a couple of days, came back, saw the doctor. The first thing in 5 days, I said, hello, doc.
Yeah.
And then he checked me out, and he said, yeah, you must just rest a bit, take it slow. And he actually came to the show at Lift the Body Down. He was also backstage, the doctor.
Okay. Nice.
And and it worked, and yeah, the operation was a success, and luckily I can still do this for
Thank you.
some more time.
Thank goodness. Thanks, doctor.
Thank you.
Because that's a jewel that shouldn't be taken away. Okay, so this is our final question, because we don't want to keep you up the whole day.
Cool.
Is there anything else that you would like our viewers to know about you that we maybe didn't ask, but you're burning to tell them?
I think I've said it. I even spoke to you guys about my operation. I don't know. I'm making an album. I've said that.
Can we have the album's name?
I don't know yet. I've got. I'm actually. It's in the pre-production phases, so I'm going to record the first couple of songs properly in not next week, the week after, at Sunset Studios with my band. I'm very excited for some new stuff. I think it's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit more high energy than I would say. What I've done in the past, I guess, a little bit more punk, maybe.
Okay. Cool. That's so cool.
So here at Stoned Daises, we give our guests empowerment. So these are empowerment cards.
Okay. I thought you were going to give me weed.
We can help you with that as well. Talk to you after the show.
I used to be a stoner, but I'm not anymore. I will occasionally smoke smoke like 2 drags of a joint, then I'll be stoned for like 5 hours. And I would be like, but I used to smoke when I was lighty a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so yours says ponder your purpose, and it reads, we all are here for a purpose. Meditate on your mission, then use your gifts and talents to live your life on purpose. In doing so, you will become an unending magnet for miracles.
Love it.
Nice. I like it. And then if you can impart our viewers on a little nugget of knowledge.
Try and think for yourself.
Nice.
I love that. That's
Let's
just
go.
like, that's epic. Listen to Francois Van Coke. Think for yourself. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the end of season 2. We are hoping to do season 3 also with a bang. And thank you guys for following us, and share and send and just go crazy with the podcast
Share and
interview.
send and do the things.
And buy merch.
Bye, boo.
Thank you so much.
We have a table people draw on, but
Our manifestation table.
But we want you to draw next to our face.
Draw something.
Sorry.
Like, am I drawing? Yes.
You can draw a little picture next to your signature.
Let's take a video.
Okay. Did you guys ask the questions that you guys come up with the questions that you ask?
Yes. Yeah, each one gets a couple of questions to write a couple of questions, and then we go from there. Ons kan daai laminate teen dit opsit.
Ja,
Ah,
ons kan-
hey.
Cool. Baie dankie.
Cool man, dankie vir jou.
Dit was epic. Kan ons asseblief 'n foto kry?
Natuurlijk.